It's Hard Day's Night without the irony. We saw Spice World, so you know what that means.
Now it's time for How Did This Get Made? We're gonna have a good time, celebrate some failure, not just be a hater, cause you know you wonder, how did this get made? Let's wallow in the mediocrity of subpar art. Perhaps we'll find the answer to the question, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to How Did This Get Made? I am joined, as always, by my two co-hosts, Jason Mantzoukas. How are you, Jason?
Pretty good. What's happening?
And June Diane Raphael. How are you, June?
Good. How are you, Paul?
Very good. We have a very special guest today. You know her from Parks and Rec. Please welcome Retta.
Yes,
How are you?
please welcome me. I'm good. How are you?
Oh my
doing?
God,
Very
so
good.
sultry.
I know.
Happy Easter.
Oh, so sultry.
Easter podcast guy.
I like that.
Sexy Easter
I'm making
podcast.
plans for my next career.
I could picture driving around LA listening to like a radio show that you're curating.
Oh, I was thinking more sex phone calls.
okay.
Sex
You
lines.
could do both.
Okay, then I
You
could picture something much different. Then I'm picturing driving around LA listening and jerking off.
which is good.
Just terrible driving.
Hands 10 and 1. All right, so we saw Spice World, the movie. If you haven't seen it, here, take a listen to the trailer.
When the world is in trouble, when our future is in danger, we call upon one man. But when he's busy, he calls 5 girls. Columbia Pictures presents The Spice Girls.
All right, we're coming.
In their film debut, Victoria, Emma, Mel B, Jerry, and Mel C. They're ready for action. Girl power. They're dressed to kill.
Yeah, but can they act?
Blah, blah, blah. Girl power, feminism. Do you know what I mean?
So that is Spice World, the movie. Oh my God. I remember seeing this movie when I was a kid. I saw it for my birthday.
Wait, really?
Oh, I was psyched. I mean,
What
not a
year is
kid.
this?
I wanna say- I wanna
old
take a
enough to be
guess.
embarrassed. Yeah. What year this movie?
Yeah. I feel like this is 1993.
1993, is that right?
Yeah, you want to take a guess? We'll see.
95? I
was
feel
gonna
like
say
it's later.
96.
98.
98. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, Paul. Paul,
no.
you were not a kid.
Oh, I was not a child
You were
at all.
not a kid.
I was into the Spice Girls. I was like, this is they're cool. And then I
You
don't
were
know.
in your 20s.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed.
Let's just be clear.
I went.
Because you just said, I remember seeing this as a kid.
Oh, did I say?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did.
Oh,
Which, in my mind, I was like, well, wait a second.
Sorry,
is there
yeah.
a chance that Paul was
No.
like a teenager at that point?
No, I had. I was already married to my first wife and had 3 kids at that point. I don't know why.
God rest her soul.
She was a lovely woman.
She and those kids did not survive.
No, horrible boating accident, terrible,
And a
Really
very long
gruesome.
trial for you.
Very long, but you know what? At the end of the day, I feel like I was vindicated.
Yep.
And you know, look, that's why boats are on. I couldn't see behind my car, and the boat was on a
So
trailer.
funny
and I
you
ran.
never talk about them.
Yeah, well, you know, that's it.
Ever.
Ever.
Not ever.
I would say for a movie, this movie is crazy, right? I mean, and I know
Whoa.
it's supposed to be crazy, but that they don't even try is the most
even a little
upsetting
bit.
part of it.
I would like
Even a
someone
little
to
bit.
take a guess, like to try to explain the plot, just like the
That's
plot
I wrote that at one point.
of this movie.
Yeah.
I looked at the
It's
the
nonsense.
time of the movie. At 20
now that
minutes
I
in, I
think
was like, I
about
don't
it, though-
understand what the goal
But
is.
you know what? When I think about the title, Spice World, it's like it is sort of a clue. Like there's going to be nothing to hold on to here. Like it's just like a world of ideas.
Yeah.
Like there's no story.
A lot of spices, not a lot of stew.
There's not only no story, but like truly anything is possible. Aliens come down and visit them. Ginger Spice kisses one of the aliens on the lips.
A man rises up out of a toilet
Yep.
with no problem.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect. I
Right.
thought there would be story.
Oh, really?
And
Well, why?
it's
No,
so
why is that?
weird.
Because it was a
Just a
film.
movie
Because it was a
movie.
feature film?
Because it
Oh,
was
see,
a-
that's
yes, Because it was a feature. And I got so angry about the size of the interior of the bus.
Oh my God.
Just that when
Yes.
it started, and then I was like, oh, I get why that bus is so big because this is fucking dumb. I was so angry.
And not
It's
only
like
that,
it's like a Barbie movie in many ways. Like you know, like Barbie would like sell you like a dream. Like it's like that. Everything is on that level. Just it doesn't make sense. It's just colorful. It's like if we throw more color at you, you won't.
See, there was something to hold on to at one point, which was
pregnant Asian lady.
well, yes, because I thought, okay, like their whole message is about girl power, like
but
Spice Girls and girl power, and like.
But what is girl
if you
power
want to
in
be
this
my
movie?
lover, you have got to get with my friends, and so there was
gotta
a
get with
point
my
where it was
Asian
like,
pregnant friend?
well, yeah, like okay, they're gonna choose their friendship over their work and their fame. But it was
you know what else?
odd that they chose to.
Why do they all have the same friend?
Okay, by the way, I'm obsessed with that girl. But it was so weird that they wouldn't have the conflict be between the Spice Girls. They would add in this woman who we have no idea who she is.
No frame of reference for the Asian woman who.
Do you think she was a former Spice Girl?
That would make sense, but
They
no.
They didn't even set that up a little
Well, because
bit.
the Spice Girls don't have an Asian member, so that
that's
would
what I'm
kind of make
saying.
sense.
My biggest compliment I can give this movie is it's probably better than if Menudo made a movie. That's about the only.
I'm pretty sure Menudo did.
Oh, did
make a
Menudo
movie.
make a movie?
I'm sure there's a Menudo
I
movie.
bet there are several Menudo
Because the thing is, Menudo was an evolving concern because they would, as boys would age out, they would put
Right.
new young boys in.
Okay.
So at some
Oh,
point,
you're right. They released 2 featured films, Una Adventura Llamada Menudo and Menudo La Particulare.
oh my God, we got to watch those movies.
I do not want to be on that episode.
One of my favorite things in this
Oh,
movie.
did you not hear? You're on the rest of the episode.
You have to do it.
You're
now.
on every episode now.
One of my favorite credits in an opening sequence was based on an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've never seen that. I've seen like based on a story,
Right.
but based on an idea, and that's what the whole movie feels like to me. Like the Spice Girls have just casually just tossing out ideas like, oh yeah, and then the aliens.
Well, but
oh yeah,
by
right,
the way, but that is what the movie's about, which is that someone else is making a movie in Hollywood. And so at the end of the movie, you realize like, oh, this movie really is all of these other bad pitches on what the Spice Girl movie is going to be. So there was like that sort of
It
meta
was very
Yeah.
meta.
quality
Right.
to the movie.
Well,
So-
there's literally 3 movies going on in the movie. There's a documentary movie going on. There is the
That is shot terribly.
Oh, awful.
Like anytime you see the documentary camera's point of view, it is shaky. It's Alan Cummings is the protagonist of that
who
storyline.
is rocking denim on top, denim on bottom.
Oh my
There's a lot of denim in this movie.
He looks like a prisoner. Like,
At this point, the Spice Girls must be massively popular, and this movie looks like it cost nothing.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Which is confusing to me. But anyway, that documentary footage is shaky and out of focus and would lead one to believe that he has never made a documentary before in his life.
Yeah. Well, but he's also in a lot of like the improvising he does. He's always concerned about the camera lenses.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, no, we need a different lens, a wider lens on this one.
But he's never watching through a monitor.
No,
he's
no.
always
on
He's just
camera.
he's just watching the scene play out.
He's
and
also-
saying that he needs
He's that
different lenses.
experienced.
He's also bizarrely on camera sometimes
Well,
as
yeah.
like a Michael Moore type figure. Like, here I am, the Spice Girls are about to run down this hallway.
Yeah, I thought he worked for a news outlet.
Yeah, no, it's
When it
like,
started.
We'll get to that.
well, I think
We'll
he
get
was.
to that.
I also like that there was like they are performing at the top of the pops in the beginning of the movie, and he's like next to the documentary crew, and he's like, "Boost, we need louder on the boom mic." Like
Yeah.
it's like you're taping a concert with a boom mic in the middle of. There's a lot of.
And they're in the, and I'm sorry, just to clarify what you're describing.
Yeah.
The documentary crew is in the audience
Yes.
of the. It's not like they're off to the side of the stage.
No.
It's not like
Yeah.
they're
It's also really
on stage with the
confusing.
girls. They're in the middle of the audience.
Okay, so
By the
that
way,
was confusing.
I don't know much, but I know you could probably plug into a soundboard.
There's
you could
definitely-
probably just
Yes, you can get a live feed from what's going on.
even use that footage. Even use the footage from the episode. Maybe.
That's what was so weird because at points it seems like this documentary has been been, approved by the Spice Girls and that they're a part of it. And then at other points, they have no access to the Spice Girls. Yeah. And it seems like this unsolicited,
Well, he's never really in the same frame of them. He's always hovering above them. Yeah. He's looking down on them. He's far away from them. Yeah, that part of the plot was also nothing's very much defined. It's sort of like, here's an idea, and then we'll walk away from it.
Completely. And the movie starts, I do want to say, I was very shocked, with a ballad.
Oh, yes.
The movie starts like an explosive kind of here's the Spice Girls movie, ballad.
It's like a laconic James Bond opening. I feel like it's like women who are taking older women who are learning how to dance seductively. It's like the most unsexy James Bond dance. It's like, I'm trying to be sexy.
Here's what I did learn about the Spice Girls.
Uh-oh, wow, let's see.
Uh-oh.
First of all, there's a lot of great things about this movie. I think that I'm serious, you guys. They are competent actresses, and I think you all know.
I do not disagree that
that's
they
number
could
one.
carry the
number
movie.
two,
I think some are okay.
I think they're all great.
Tosh has some real problems.
I disagree.
Sporty.
Yeah, Sporty's got
totally disagree. The other thing is that you can tell. I'm sorry, but you can tell they genuinely get along. There's an energy in those group scenes.
How do you know that? June, for real, how do you know that? Because I felt like
there was a really fun energy. I did. I really did.
My thing was, first of all, they tried to start it with conflict between them.
Yes.
So because, she's like, should I wear the Gucci dress? They're like, what should I wear? She's like, maybe you should wear the little Gucci dress or the little Gucci dress or the
They're
little
just taking
Gucci
the
dress.
piss out of each other, though, Retta.
But then, of course, the black girl attacks Ginger over some boots.
Oh, yeah.
They try to put a little crazy...
literally attacks.
Right.
Jumps on her like an animal.
Oh, yeah. This is my favorite
animals,
part.
always in some kind of animal print.
Yes, a lot of leopard.
And in the fantasy sequence is in tribal wear.
I was like, come on.
That was crazy.
By the way, also, her name is Scary Spice.
Yes, of course.
Which is also a little bit weird. Yeah, a little bit weird.
But
now
we're
she's
meant
a
to be
judge
afraid of her because she's black, right?
Yes, I mean...
Okay.
She's the aggressor. But here's my thing. It was always the leopard, or she was wearing, kente cloth in the dream sequence. But during rehearsal, she's wearing some space suit.
Like a goose down jacket.
Giant space suit.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Half of them are naked and she's wrapped up.
That's her rehearsal outfit.
It was hideous.
It was crazy. I noticed that too. It was so bizarre.
I didn't get it.
There was...
And glasses, too.
Yes.
And those glasses you would never
She had to have the African hair. The dude,
at one point they might as well have put a bone through her nose because she's literally in a loincloth with a spear. The one black character is carrying a spear at one point. It was awful.
I will also say that among these stereotypes, I was kind of grossed out in retrospect watching Baby Spice because it seemed like that was almost like a pedophile thing.
Oh yeah,
I sleep with my dollies. I want to ask my mommy a question. I'm like, ugh. All right, this is a little creepy.
I liked that.
I like that too. I mean, she's Baby Spice.
Baby.
They're all kind of, heightening their personas. I mean,
can somebody tell me then what Ginger's persona is?
Red hair.
She dated Jerry O'Connell.
What?
Really?
I've never I gotta ask Jerry about that.
What? Call Jerry right now.
I need to know
I saw
what.
them at the Improv. And I was like, Jerry, what's up? And he was like, oh, me. And I was like,
oh my God.
And this is years after.
This is after they were a big thing?
Yeah.
But I feel like they make fun of Jerry's whole thing is girl power, but I don't quite understand.
I think she's a feminist is her
She's
thing.
a feminist,
I think that's her power is bizarrely feminism.
And I love how
couldn't understand.
I think they're all into girl power, though.
Yeah, they are. But I
guess maybe it's more her thing.
I did like that she. Which language did she choose to speak?
She speaks Spanish, doesn't she?
Was it Spanish?
And then Baby speaks Japanese. Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought this was going to be they were going to go all over the world.
Yeah.
To the title of the movie. They never leave London.
They went to
That's
Milan.
Not true. They went to Milan.
Oh, okay.
They went to Milan to shoot a music video with Gary Glitter.
And they had the exact same bus in Milan.
They did. That bus traveled on the airplane. Oddly, that bus travels, no problem.
Okay, so I just do want to talk about, because Retta brought it up, and I was obsessed with it. So they have an old-timey double-decker bus that they, the Spice bus, which they travel around in.
Yes, and they each have their own little pod in the bus.
And so it looks like a bus
only
with
decorated.
all their character type.
That the Barbie style thing, yes.
It looks like a bus, that kind of bus from the outside with a big, Union Jack flag on it or whatever. Then you walk in the bus, which Meatloaf is the driver of.
Which is amazing.
Meatloaf is just their driver.
I feel like Meatloaf was the best actor.
I felt like at some point Meatloaf will probably sing. Nope. At some point Meatloaf will have his own scene.
That's not true.
Nope.
He does sing at one point.
He sings under his breath for a moment.
And he does sell out his own music by going like, I love those Spice Girls. I'd do anything for them.
I won't do that.
Yep.
But by the way, doesn't his character just disappear at one point? Like when they go to the
disappear.
Gone.
No. He blew up at the end because there's a bomb in the bus.
But you don't see that because Posh is
No. I thought Posh was driving at
Posh
that point.
drives, yeah.
Posh is driving.
But go ahead, yes. So go to the bus.
So you walk in the bus, and the interior of the bus is an enormous set that is probably 2,000 square feet.
Yes.
It is. There's a balcony.
Yes.
There's a balcony
That
is
would be
like
the second
enormous.
decker.
But
It's
this
bigger
is
than our home.
It's bigger than a home. Yes. And they each have their own little area, and they're acting on this set, which is supposed to be the interior of the bus. Like they're running around, they're fighting, they're having a pillow fight, they're on and Sporty's on an exercise bike, they're all doing all this stuff. And I'm like, this bus is in motion. This bus is driving the streets of London.
That,
turns.
They do not obey.
Sometimes recklessly.
They do not obey any of the physics of that. It is absolutely mental.
Where is Richard Grant's office? Richard Grant is their manager.
Upstairs.
Upstairs, but you don't. So there's another level. There's like 3 levels on this double-decker
He has like
bus.
a balcony that you see it once. It's sort of like
and
a
his
balcony
command
that
center.
But by the
where
way,
he gives
I was
announcements
obsessed.
over a microphone, like, please do not put the moisturizer in the refrigerator because some people will mistake it for mayonnaise. Got that joke. Move on.
Actual line from the movie.
I was obsessed with the fact that in his office there were like 3 TVs of security camera footage of the bus.
Yes. Yeah.
But like they are the only
hardcore perv.
But he
is watching
They're
them.
the only people on that bus.
Oh
yes.
Except
There's
for
nobody else
I'm
on.
sorry, except for when children are allowed on the bus. Are the children put in seats and put seatbelts on? No.
Why
They're
would
allowed
they?
to wander around a moving bus, then
way-
are put on a speedboat.
Now those children though,
What?
for people who haven't seen the movie, get a day with the Spice Girls because they won competition?
A competition.
What kind of
What
competition?
is competition though? Is that a
I
thing?
felt like
gotta-
a sweepstakes or
I gotta
something.
admit to you, by that point, I really wasn't watching.
Oh,
The movie was on, and I was
That's
just
totally
so
fine.
angry and
That's
frustrated.
totally fine.
So I couldn't follow along. I was like, "What are these kids here for?" I was like,
Those kids, and then all of a sudden they're on a speedboat with kids. I feel like
Well, that's the thing is like some parents gave the Spice Girls like 2 10-year-olds, and then the Spice Girls are driving them around London and are like, we're so bored, let's run off the bus, jump on a random speedboat, and go speedboating around, which they then do, and then they and the little girls fall off of the speedboat.
Well,
This
it's
is
funny,
reckless
like,
endangerment.
These movies that are like for the fans, that have no real story, that are not movies, that are just sort of like, other platforms for them to expose themselves on, are so interesting. It's not the first time this has been done, but it's like the whole plot of the movie is really the Spice Girls don't want to do their music for the fans. Like they want time off to just not perform.
But here's my other thing, and this is the thing.
So crazy.
a morning off is all they want.
Just the more. Now, here's the thing. I understand that. I don't understand why it's so hard to put a simple plot around it. But here's my bigger issue with the plot of the movie, and I put that in quotes, is they're nervous about performing live at Albert Hall.
For the
All
first
they
time.
do is perform live.
Right.
The
No.
entire movie they're performing
But
live.
they say over and over again, which I couldn't figure out, that this is going to be their first concert.
But we've seen them perform in the movie.
They started, that's how they opened the movie.
Numerous times, yes. And they are in this movie, they are the height of the Spice Girls. It's
right,
not like
because they're in the papers all the time.
Exactly. It's not like they're becoming the Spice. They start off on live television. They go to Milan. They perform a live concert in Milan. They perform live a fuckload in this movie.
But they keep talking about how this is going to be their first. I don't know. There's some stakes to.
I guess the
maybe
first time it's been
Royal Albert Hall,
worldwide live. I mean, like, I guess that's and that's, by the way, stretching on plot. Like, well, this is the first time we're performing live for the world.
And they made a really strange choice with the editor of the newspaper, the guy who runs.
Oh my God!
Who runs the daily edition?
The antagonist is basically the newspaper.
Basically Rupert Murdoch, right? I mean,
he's Rupert Murdoch, but the reason why he wants to take down the Spice Girls is because they're on the front page of the paper every day.
But with good press,
right?
With
didn't
good
appreciate
press,
the good
but they're selling a lot of papers.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's
what's their circulation? Do we know?
I didn't get any numbers on that.
But that was an interesting thing. Like, he wants to bring them
press.
down, even because he already is selling
the story.
a lot.
I think he thinks the story it will be longer lived if he can create news, meaning them falling apart, them blah blah blah. Then he will own like those stories, and his paper will be number one.
He starts off as his paper being number one, and the Spice Girls being
listen,
on. Okay,
I don't understand why J. Jonah Jameson hates Spider-Man because it's only good news for him. But there's a long history of newspaper bad guys,
That's true.
especially
That's true.
currently in 1998.
That's true.
I'm sure that's relevant still.
I kind of like those scenes. I kind of like the newspaper bad guy. Look, when he gets angry, it starts raining in his office.
What
was that?
I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
He slams his fist on the table, lightning and thunder start striking, then it starts raining on the man in his office.
And no one comments because it is literally raining on one side of the office. That's the other thing about this movie. That you think, oh, that's a fantasy sequence. Nope. No, it's all real.
But then there are fantasy sequences like all the Spice Girls are pregnant fantasy sequence.
That's crazy.
We basically get
super crazy.
We get a glimpse
and
into them
deeply
as
erotic.
We get a glimpse of them as 30. That's basically what that was. What we go. We go like, I wonder what we'll be like at 30.
Yeah.
Like,
how old are they in the? Because I always remember them as more kind of young teenage girls. Like they
were
did
never that.
Seem,
Oh
yeah,
they were never that.
Yeah,
I thought they were in their 20s.
They
if
had
not
to be.
older.
Which is interesting, though. It's like that probably couldn't happen now.
Like Jerry,
we were sort of
Jerry Halliwell now is 40. So the rest are 37 now.
98, she was 27.
Yeah.
So they're.
And where did they come from? Were they sort of manufactured by?
Well, they came from I guess so. Well, in this movie.
Or did they meet in that pizza spot at Rendezvous Cafe?
Oh my God! By the way, they totally abandoned David or whatever his name was from the Rendezvous. Their thing is all about loyalty and friendship, but they totally bail on basically their version of the Peach Pit, and because of that, because they didn't pay their bill, it closes.
And who the fuck is Roger Moore then? Is Roger Moore?
Another.
Roger Moore is like this guy who's like their boss.
I don't I'm like, what is he? Why is he so invested?
Okay, I'm really obsessed with his assistant, Deborah.
Wait,
oh, yeah.
Oh.
Who's also wearing denim. She wears a denim jacket the entire movie.
Oh, wait, Richard Grant you're talking about.
Yeah.
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore. I'm sorry. I was talking about Richard Grant.
All right, we'll go to, let's talk about, Richard Grant's assistant, who's a real-time actress.
Who was down
She's
to him.
I was just going to say, who is that?
She was in Secrets and Lies. She's like an amazing...
Right.
Oh, really?
Amazing British actress.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I was a little thrown by the fact that they totally hooked up. And and then he like did exactly what she said he would do. And he dissed her afterwards. Yeah, but then they had never addressed it.
Never addressed it again.
At least I don't think so. I wasn't really paying attention.
No, they basically go like they share a knowing glance, and then that's about it.
Right.
There's no real connection after.
But I feel like they totally he was like, I'm cool with that, and I feel like it happened. It happened.
When he said I'm cool with it too, it seemed rapey to me. It didn't seem like it seemed like creepy. It was like didn't seem like they'd have fun sex. It seemed like it would be bizarre and scarring.
It's going to be disappointing.
Yeah.
Wait, guys. So I'm sorry to go back to the Rendezvous Cafe, but the Asian pregnant lady was there. And she was friends with them, not pregnant.
This, by the way, sorry, this is a flashback.
Yes.
And the introduction to this flashback is a very long time ago. A very long time ago, right? So, within the context of the movie, they're showing a very long time ago and when in the far future when they're 30. So you would assume that this movie can span a 15 to 20 year period. They look the exact same constantly.
I will also say that just to put you in the perspective of the Spice Girls, their first album came out, and then 10 months later, this movie and their second album came out. So so within a year, their whole thing happened. So I guess time really was very fast-paced.
That makes sense.
Well, but this Asian woman was so it's just so interesting to have a character who's just like friends with this girl group, but not in it. And
no desire to be in it.
No desire to be in it. And all she did was like press play on the boombox.
But by the way, what kind of husband did she have that left her in the 4th trimester? Like
Trevor.
Trevor.
That guy sounds like a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
That was her husband?
I don't think he was her husband.
Her baby daddy.
Boyfriend.
Which is another weird thing you'd think in a girl power movie that she wouldn't be single and pregnant.
But
she pretty much was, though.
But she seemed very like she needed a lot of help.
Well, the other thing is that once they realize they need to go, that they're like abandoning their friends and they want to go take her out. They take how many months pregnant?
She's got to be 9 months pregnant.
She's 9 months pregnant. Yeah, because she has a baby that night. They take a 9-month pregnant woman to a nightclub.
Yeah, like a very loud, packed
and
dance club.
They abandon her in the nightclub and they start dancing on the floor. And she's like looking, and again, a lot of balcony work in this movie. The best use of balconies in any movie ever.
Even more so than Queer as Folk. And they had a lot of balconies.
Well, the other weird thing about the nightclub scenes, and there are many, is that you think it's at night, and then they'll cut to an exterior shot and it's bright as day.
Yeah.
Just bright as day.
The movie knows no time or space.
Yeah.
But was she drinking a beer? She was definitely drinking out of a can, that pregnant woman up there.
Oh, I didn't notice
Maybe that beer helped the baby along.
In England, you can still drink when you're pregnant.
Okay,
is that
it's
right?
totally cool.
Yeah.
Because it's on the opposite side of the street and stuff.
And,
exactly.
and in the States, you can go to the club pregnant. They did it in Knocked Up.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Okay.
So, oh my God, guys, guess what? I just realized the writer of this movie also wrote From Justin to Kelly.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That
makes
unbelievable.
That makes a lot of sense. And a movie called S Club 7, which I don't know. That was a TV show, I
would argue that From Justin to Kelly is a better movie.
I feel like he kind of reeled it in.
Which
by
is
Justin to Kelly.
It's a woman, Kim Turner, right?
Yeah, Kim Turner. Yeah,
I believe it's a man though.
Wait, I'm gonna Google a
Kim
picture.
Fuller.
And
I think it's Simon Fuller's brother.
Oh,
who created?
You're right. It is
American Idol.
is a guy.
Oh, Kim.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kim. I want to talk about.
Oh my God! I have something enormous to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm sorry to return to this, but on the bus that they exist on for most of the movie.
That was the turning point for me. I was like,
on this bus, they're driving
That's
around.
the first scene, Retta.
I gave up on it.
Retta wrote me and she's like, I could watch Mission Impossible 3 times instead of this shit.
It was. Can I point out that it was $9.99?
It was $9.99. I apologize to you guys who were buying this. Yes.
How dare you?
It's just a few bucks. And then I saw $9.99, so I started searching elsewhere.
I went all over for it too. I thought for sure you could find it to rent.
Guys, I now own this movie, which is upsetting.
If you look on my iPad, it is my Amazon Instant Purchase, my first Amazon Instant Purchase.
Absolutely horrible. So they're on the bus, and at one point, they all have to pull the bus over to go to the bathroom out in the woods.
Oh, yes.
Right. By the way, all of the bathrooms, all of the bathrooms have been jammed up.
And Meatloaf says, by the way, multiple bathrooms on this double-decker bus. And Meatloaf is like, hey, man, it's hard to get a plumber to come to your house, but it's even harder to get a plumber to come out to a moving bus.
Yeah.
Really?
That was his
couldn't
excuse.
move to a plumber?
Yeah. By the way, it doesn't seem like
And you made stops
there's
along
not
the
much.
way.
There's not much plumbing in a bus.
No.
You shit in a pot and then they empty that pot.
That's it.
That's it. Done. That is all it is.
Well, I think they do reference beforehand, though, that there's a lot of hair that's getting caught up in the drain.
And the drains, which means that there's showers.
And these girls are shitting so much.
I mean,
the Spice Girls are fucking shitting their brains out.
They're clogging up those
It's
toilets.
just like fucking diarrhea out of their stupid butts.
Tampons. It's full.
Just, you know what it is? It's just full of sanitary napkins. Oh, just like
I don't ever want to hear you say sanitary napkins.
just full of bloody sanitary napkins.
Meme it. Get a meme. Get a meme Zukas going on sanitary.
Bloody sanitary napkins. So they all jump out of the bus to run into the woods to pee, right? And they've got flashlights. They're running. They run what appears to me to be a very long time.
Yes.
And then a spaceship comes down.
Yeah.
Like a Close Encounters style giant spaceship comes down. You're like, oh my God, what's going
on? Aliens come out. Literally, aliens come out, and their dialogue is like black, and
it's the Spice Girls understand it.
Yes, that's what.
I'm reading it, and they're understanding it. I was like,
they are answering the aliens as if they understand their alien language.
That's
tell you
how
why.
worldly they are.
Because the reason why that
reason
works,
Dude, there is no reason why.
They are talking to aliens.
All right, I won't tell you. I won't tell you then.
I need to know.
I'll tell you why. Because earlier in the movie, we've seen that the Spice Girls basically
different languages.
Different languages in every language. So it would only follow that they would know this
They
language.
would know alien?
Yeah.
And they're not fazed by the aliens. They're not like, oh shit, aliens. They're like,
They're like-
fans. Fans
Again.
coming out.
Oh, I guess these aliens are here.
We just need to take a hot number 2 in the forest and fucking aliens.
Aliens fucking love the Spice Girls.
And they want to
a
grab
picture.
their boobs. They
Yeah.
grab their boobs.
Yes.
They're just shaking like, oh, we got to shake hands.
Yeah.
But they go to grab boobs.
And then the one guy says, Ginger Spice, can I get a kiss? And Ginger Spice straight up kisses this shrunken-headed alien dude on the goddamn mouth.
She gives him a
Why
snog.
is
She
this
gives him a
happening?
snog, man.
Hey guys, this is irresponsible.
You cannot say that the Spice Girls do not love their fans, no matter shape,
Absolutely.
size,
She
or hometown.
easily could have given him a kiss on the cheek. She goes for the mouth.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
She'll
I
take what
almost
she can get.
Barfed on that.
Man, Jerry got those
See-
alien sloppy seconds, man. O'Connell
One
got
of
that
my
alien.
favorite moments of the movie is it's a small one, and you may have missed it, but later on when they're in the hospital with the Asian lady. By the way,
my
there's
God.
never a doctor in that delivery room. There's
know.
only a nurse delivering
There's
that
a
baby.
nurse. There's
And
two
the
nurses.
sound in that room is so terrible. It's like an
Yeah.
echo chamber.
It's like they actually are like, we have a location.
Yeah.
And we're just going to shoot in this room.
Yeah,
Just keep
exactly.
it in here. Keep it in.
It was really weird. It
They-
was almost scary.
For a while, it appears as though the Spice Girls are going to have to deliver the baby
Yes,
because they're not going
that's
to
what-
get.
you
They're
would
not
want
going to get
that.
to the
One thing
hospital.
I'd love to see
Okay,
that.
but
I'd love
instead,
to
what
see
happens
that.
is they get to the hospital and the Spice Girls deliver the baby anyway. Like,
Wait.
why?
When they deliver the baby, though, they say like, "That's girl power." It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I did like that moment.
Oh,
I
guess
did.
what? None of them are sterilized. They're all
know.
still
Okay,
wearing their
it's-
clothes.
that's why it's girl
Also-
power. The girl, they don't have
But
any.
it's also really weird because earlier on, while they're waiting for her to deliver, they're sitting in the waiting room and a doctor's sitting next to them.
Yeah.
Okay, but my favorite moment of
Oh
the
my
movie is
God.
right before they deliver the baby. There's a nurse that walks in. There's two nurses there. And they're, the clock is
they're
ticking.
off to the side.
They're off to the side, but the clock is ticking. They've got to get at this concert, in minutes.
The Spice Girls
The
do.
Spice
But by the way,
Girls,
doesn't
yeah.
even one of the nurses go, "I'm going to see the Spice Girls"?
Well, this
Oh,
is my
okay.
favorite moment because the woman says, I have tickets to go see the Spice Girls tonight. And the other nurse says, oh, okay. And the woman's like, taking off her stuff. She's ready to go to the concert. And she goes, I'll see you later. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
No.
I think she means because the Spice Girls are still in the hospital room.
Well, no, but
I
then
think she's saying-
why would that
She
dictate?
didn't know that they were there because the Spice Girls were all faced
No,
toward-
she knows that's
No,
the
she
Spice
didn't.
Girls.
Jason,
so
I'm
you're
telling you, they
saying,
played
whole
that.
so
Yeah.
you're
No,
saying that
no.
woman's
They
line
played
means I might die tonight?
I might commit suicide. I don't
No.
No, because that other woman.
Because she didn't deliver it like looking at them like hopefully if they get out of there. It was like and the Spice Girls were listening to her and sort of looking behind them but not not wanting her to see.
See, that's why I think she was. It meant like. Hopefully, kind of a knowing gesture to say, like, hopefully you broads get on stage.
No, you see, I thought she was saying, like, I'll hopefully see you tonight, not like I'll hopefully see the Spice Girls tonight.
Right.
You
Why
see,
is she's saying goodbye to the other nurse?
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll see you, hopefully.
I'll see,
see you later. I wrote it down. See you later. Hopefully.
See, it's not like I'll see the Spice Girls. Hopefully, it's like I'll see you later. Hopefully,
you, my friend.
Because even if
you're sure she wasn't speaking aloud to the Spice Girls, basically?
Can we pull up the moment? Because I'm telling you,
because that is. I agree. I noticed it, but I assumed it was for the Spice Girls.
No, Jason. She was speaking to the other nurse, even if she did know the Spice Girls were there, which I don't think she did.
But you keep cutting to the Spice Girls hearing her.
And it's reminding them in the context of the scene that they gotta go.
Right, so that hopefully they see her later.
She's not saying it to them.
She's saying to the nurse, I'll see you later.
I know. I'm just trying to make sense of it because I genuinely don't think the woman is planning on dying later.
Can I tell you my opinion of what happened?
Pull it up, Paul.
Here's I don't know if I can pull it, but here's what I'll say I think happened. They did one take, and that actress messed up her line. She was supposed to say, "I'll hopefully see the Spice Girls tonight. See you later."
Yeah,
and she's like slightly dyslexic and read her lines on the sides wrong, and just put.
And at that point, they had spent so much time.
Like we gotta go. We have like 57 setups
and
today.
And all the Spice Girls are literally like Posh has her face in the pregnant woman's vagina, basically.
Yes.
Like they're all sitting around the bed, and Posh, every time they cut to Posh, she is just staring down the stirrups straight into this girl's fucking
girl power, bro. Girl power.
So
I do want to talk about besides talking about why George Wendt wanted to take a free trip to the London and appeared in this movie.
You know what? I just realized why he was in my dream.
Oh, because you saw him in there?
Because I forgot he was in the movie, and I was like...
Wait, Retta, did you have a sex dream about George Wendt?
He was...
Don't spare a detail.
He was like the dad of some guy that I liked in my dream. That's so weird. I just now realized that's why he was in my dream.
Let's unpack this. Let's get into it. Who is the guy that you liked, and how did you have to get through?
He was very, very young.
Oh, boy.
I think it's because I met a bunch of very young boys last night.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God,
interesting.
That's so weird.
Interesting. Let's break
this.
This
is like when the Spice Girls discuss their dreams.
Oh yeah, and one goes, "I had a dream just like yours, but mine was worse."
Oh my God.
My face was still there. My head was still there, but there was no makeup on it.
I felt like there was large periods of this where I felt like they had lifted the entire plot from a Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like the moment that I thought, I was like, oh, they're just going to use all the cliches, i.e. when the pregnancy came up, I said, of course.
Right.
But the moment that made me say, oh, it's just going to be these vignettes of things was when they went to boot camp.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
let's even put it in context. They didn't go to boot camp; they went to a dance instructor that turned into a boot camp,
a Nazi dance instructor.
A Nazi dance instructor.
It's hard because all of this is like rationalized with the fact that it's all under the umbrella of like every single plot line that you could come up with for a Spice Girls movie is in this movie.
But that's not. But is that the rationalization?
Spice Force 5?
Yeah.
Spice Force 5 is pretty great.
That's
the Mark McKinney thing in the end where he's pitching different iterations of the movie that we've seen is that all of these things have just been those failed pitches or whatever.
Well, I mean, that is a terrible way to build your movie around failed pitches. I mean, they basically are doing boot camp, a colorful boot camp in front of the Downton Abbey castle, and they're running around.
Oh, how weird was that? They live at Downton Abbey, basically.
Yeah.
Was that their home? Was that their home?
Yes, they live in a
haunted
castle.
Haunted
They live in a
castle.
haunted house, basically, they said.
Wait a minute, I can't remember. Did they live there? Because I remember them standing in front of that thing where they're like...
When they have the scary dream, they all wake up.
Rendezvous Cafe is where they used to live above Rendezvous Cafe, I think.
See, I don't even remember Rendezvous Cafe.
Rendezvous Cafe is where they sing there. They tell me what you want. Where they sing their famous "Tell me what you want," like what we really want.
Oh, that was at the cafe.
That was on.
Yeah, and because they don't have enough money, they haven't made it yet. They don't have enough money, and he's like, they're like, put it on my tab, and he's like, you don't have any money, you don't have a tab, whatever. And they're like, when we're big and famous, we're gonna pay you back. And then they play the new song for him, which is, I'll tell you what I that one.
Which is really catchy.
The thing, this is the one thing I'll say that I was very angry with the movie. I was very mad that I had to watch it. I had my back to it most of the time, so I was listening to it, but I really wasn't paying attention. But every time they sang, I turned around to watch.
Wow.
Oh, see,
Wow.
every time they sang, I fast forwarded.
Really?
Yeah.
That's when the only time I paid attention.
'Cause
But I
was
also
like-
watched Glee.
All right.
Oh,
so there you
okay.
go.
I liked that one song too, where they were raising their fists. Go on.
Well,
go on.
this is actually I want to bring up two things about that. Number one, that scene, that go on scene, they're performing in Milan, and they get really offended that these men are shirtless, just wearing like wearing just like they're wearing sailor caps and like bikini briefs, and they're like, this is disrespect. We won't dance. And they they're girl
They're like,
powering
this is
up.
supposed to be corny, but this is really corny or something like that. Yeah.
And then, so the compromise that they make is they put these men in leisure suits with their ass cheeks. Yeah, with their ass cheeks cut out. And I'm thinking to myself, why did the Italian guy who's putting on this concert want men's ass cheeks so much for the Spice Girls concert? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why? Like, what?
I think they were just saying, like, I don't know.
I did turn around for that as well, and
the beefcake part.
because we were performing.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it looked like they were fake to me.
Fake asses.
It looked like it was
They
fake
did not
butts
look
on the
looked
leisure suit.
plastic.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they were, though. I think they were really cut out.
Really?
That's just the
I
Italian men,
feel
man.
like
They have beautiful
it looked like
asses.
It looks
plastic
like
on
plastic.
the
Like,
pants.
yes, I
Do you
agree.
think this
I don't think it
movie
was their
is
real
for
butts.
children?
I agree.
Is this movie supposed to be for like children?
I don't.
Because they are also in that moment, like talking about like bone zoning.
Yes.
the Italian men, or why they can't. Like Emma. That's where Baby Spice is like, well, I have this stuffed animal and I have that stuffed
and that's
animal.
what was too creepy
And
for
she
me.
goes, and so I just don't have room for you in my bed, darling.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And I was like, ew, what?
That's what creeped me out. I was like, I don't want to hear. Like, I don't mind you being like cute, like a little girl, and you have a lollipop. But when you're talking
You
about like
loved
all
it.
the
You loved
animals
her.
in
What
your
are you
bed,
talking
I'm just
about?
saying that was a creepy part.
If you had to have sex with one Spice Girl, which Spice Girl would it be?
Baby Spice.
Great question.
Or Posh.
Those are,
Guys,
yeah.
even a better question. If we were all Spice Girls, who would we be?
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh boy.
I know who I'm stuck with.
Oh boy.
No, you
No, I was
Retta.
actually going to say I
Retta,
think
you have to be the
Jason's
black
Scary
one.
Spice.
You have to be the black. What? How dare you?
Sorry.
How dare you? I will happily be Scary Spice.
It's the hair.
What do
I
you-
think you're Baby Spice.
you on Baby Spice? I'll take it. I'll take Baby Spice. Who are you?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's a good one.
I feel like I'm sporty.
You might be sporty.
I thought you could be.
By the way,
you could be
I'm
ginger.
right.
By the way, the one with all the
I
talent.
I think you're
Yeah.
Ginger, actually. I kind of think you're Ginger.
Interesting.
Did Sporty have all the talent?
Sporty is the only one who can sing in
Oh, I
that
didn't
band,
realize that.
legitimately.
Yeah, and
She's honestly the
So
only
what
person.
am I hearing? I'm Posh?
You might be posh.
Yeah, you're Victoria
You might be
Beckham.
posh. Can I just also talk? This is something you can find online. You can find online. By the end of that Italian men asses scene, Gary Glitter comes out and he does a whole thing. It's not in the movie.
Convicted child molester Gary Glitter?
Exactly. So when this movie came out, a week before the movie came out, he was convicted of being a child molester. So they had to cut that scene out of the movie.
Interesting.
They shot this. This movie actually was plagued by a couple things. They had a joke about Princess Diana and Gianni Versace. They both also died right before the movie came out.
Oh my God.
So this movie had a lot of weird
And there was
Really?
there was a whole third act set piece that took place in the World Trade Center.
yeah.
Oh, actually, it's 1998, so it wouldn't matter.
But no, they were prescient. They saw it. and
They saw it coming. Yeah.
What was the thing that was most disturbing to me was Stephen Fry as the judge sentencing them to their futures. Like, you'll be on reality shows pimping out the fact that you were Spice Girls. Like, oh shit, they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
They are. Mel B is now on America's Got Talent. And I think the other
Was one of them in Celebrity Rehab?
I don't think
so, but they've been on reality shows. I
And
think
Victoria and David had a show.
yeah,
I
they
gotta
were on
say,
the.
you guys, I didn't meet them, but I saw Victoria Beckham and David Beckham at a hotel once in the lobby, and they were very nice. I saw a lot of people run up to them, and they were
Right.
They seemed like very nice people.
You know
I
that
just had
June
to say that. I
approves.
just had to
The-
say that
well,
they seemed
the-
very
the-
nice.
Well, we weren't.
Awesome.
We weren't attacking their character.
Yeah.
the interesting thing, I really appreciate her because I heard that she was the reason why they became so much bigger and more popular is because she was like, you have to stop talking to the press. Like, he's not bright, and he was always saying dumb shit. And she was like, I love you. I will have all the babies you want,
Right.
but you gotta stop
Right.
talking. You're not smart.
Really?
You know you're not smart, and it
Just be a
makes
pretty
it makes
face?
you look bad. So just limit what you say. Like she was basically she PR'd him.
Yeah.
It's like, and then they just started getting big because he was visible,
Right.
but he just
never-
wasn't. Because you know how they'll show up to a red carpet and they'll be like, "What do you think about Kristen Stewart breaking her toe?" And you're like, one, I didn't hear about it. Two, why would I care about her toe?
right, whatever.
Like she's limping, whatever.
He
And
would
so
answer
people
those
would,
questions.
he would
Happily.
have long
Really?
diatribes about shit that, because he would just go on, you know,
Right.
like as if he was talking to his boys,
Yeah.
and you're like, hey, bro.
Yes.
As
I mean,
it is
is it girl power? Are they really preaching girl power or anti-girl power? I mean,
Well,
June,
I
what's-
remember reading a statistic that said in the movies that were made in the last, since movies have been made, when a baby is born, the phrase "it's a boy" has been uttered 90% of the time.
Really?
Yes. Like, girl babies are not born in movies. And so I have to say, tear up a little bit when the girl baby was born and she said, "This is girl
Well,
power."
of course, girl
Yeah.
power.
girl power.
was-
Jerry,
I thought it was-
Jerry appears to deliver that baby. Ginger Spice
Yes.
apparently delivers the baby and is the first person to hold it.
Which, by the way, is
Which-
crazy because the scene before when they're in the bus almost delivering the baby, their ideas about delivering babies are so horrifying.
So crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
She's like, she's wearing stockings.
But that's why I feel like,
And,
I feel like
and then Jerry screams into her vagina, "Stay in there. We're not ready for you yet."
If I was that woman, I would be so terrified.
I would not want this. I would not want the Spice Girls to deliver my baby.
I would not want my baby to be born on the Spice Bus. Otherwise, my baby definitely is going to have
The Spice
chlamydia.
Bus that has all kinds of
Although
blocked-
with that hospital room, I think the Spice Bus had more, was more capable.
Well, here, I will talk about just about the end with Mark McKinney. He's like the hack writer who went to Harvard pitching these movie ideas, and
He's
they
probably
basi-
a lampoon guy.
Yeah, they basically make the ending of the movie. They why write it? Let's just have someone narrate the ending. Like he narrates the most insane ending, and it tries to draw together anything that doesn't make any sense. It's just sort of if the movie goes from being a film to just someone literally pitching the ending,
Yeah.
and they just cut away to moments to see it. It is actually the
what's
most clever
really-
and dumb thing I've ever seen
And
in my
what's
life.
really weird is that when he reveals the very end, he's like, and then they walk through the door just in time to make the concert, and then they don't. And then what's his face, Clifford? Richard Grant says to him, when they don't walk in, "You lied to me."
Yeah.
And he starts
Which is
choking him
so
by the neck.
confusing, 'cause-
So is this
At
a
which
movie?
point, Richard E. Grant then decides his only option is to commit suicide. And he fashions a noose out of rope. This is a children's
Guys,
movie.
maybe everybody who was going to that concert was
Wait a
planning on
second.
committing
But wait a
suicide that
second.
night.
That's it.
The nurse,
That-
Richard E. Grant. It's like it is a mass suicide plot.
They were like the hell
It's like a Heaven's Gate scenario.
Wait a second, but you know what? This actually dilutes everything that you
Jim
said
Jones concert.
because you were everyone's gonna drink the Kool-Aid, the Spice Girl Kool-Aid. But now, so basically that contradicts everything that you guys said. That the boot camp sequence is not part of a movie because then they shoot the movie afterwards. Because the end of the movie, they're shooting the movie that he's pitched. So that would mean that the movie that we watched is all real.
right.
No,
So-
I actually think I know what it is now. I think the movie that we watched is the documentary that Alan Cullen.
But he's never around. No.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Does he have fantasy?
The camera quality is much different. I think it's honestly, I think it's a little bit of a cheat. I think
It's a big
I
cheat.
think the movie, the Mark McKinney bit at the end is meant to justify all the fantasy sequences.
Yeah.
But then the last bit is meant to be a bit of comedy, kind of. What's weird about it is. In the credit
So many
sequence,
words.
so there's a credit sequence in which it's behind the scenes basically, and the Spice Girls are talking
The
to
best part of the movie, I
Alan
would say.
Cumming
Great
and
scene.
Richard E. Grant, and everybody's talking about how they're going to play their character or what they want them to do.
Very
And
self-aware. Probably the most self-aware and most fun part
most
of the movie.
interesting part, except for Mark McKinney, who is still playing his screenwriter character.
Yes, he is not Mark.
So I was like, whoa, what are you doing now?
Yeah.
Obviously, we had
It's really
opinions.
weird. I'm sorry. I'm just going back to Richard E. Grant has a noose ready to go.
Oh yeah. I mean, by the way, also he goes, "I've broken up the Spice Girls" at one point in the movie,
Right.
and then they're back together literally
He didn't.
within 30 seconds. They
He
didn't
didn't.
break up.
Oh my God! Remember when they all wind up at the rendezvous in the middle of the night,
Yes.
alone on the London streets in pajamas?
That's the part that I was like, I thought that was their house.
No.
I thought they were saying
that was their old
we
house.
lived here.
Then
And
they
I
walked
was
from the
like,
Downton Abbey
yeah,
house.
right.
all the
They
way
walked from the British countryside
Yeah.
to downtown London
Okay.
in pajamas.
Got it.
And
Someone
no
will
one
walk
mobbed
there
them.
together.
No
And
one
nobody
mobbed them. On the
mobbed
eve of
them.
And
What?
It's nighttime. Everyone's asleep in Britain.
They had the classic line, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
Same thing you are. Like I was like, check.
They all, and by the way, they all. This is what happened. They all left the same house
Didn't
and
see
got
each
to the
other.
same place, presumably taking
5
the
different
same
routes.
route, and did not see each other.
This whole
What?
movie. This whole movie feels like it was written down on cocktail napkins, and someone literally just goes, "Here, that's a movie. That doesn't make. Just don't worry, it's all there." It's like that comic book Axe Cop is like written by a 5-year-old, so it's like, oh, now he's riding a dinosaur and he has this. It's like that's what this movie is. It was like as told to like a screenwriter. Obviously, we had opinions about this movie, but there are some people who thought a little bit better of it. It is now time for a second opinion. These are 5-star reviews culled from Amazon.com.
These are second opinions from top to bottom. Crazy movies are fun.
Karen from Wisconsin writes, "This is a carefree, fun movie for anyone. Well, not dumb people who think movies need plots and good acting to make an awesome movie. But this is what life is really like. Fly by your seat. Fly by the seat of your pants. Enjoy every moment and dress up in funny costumes. 5 stars."
Oh my God, that's
That is like-
awesome.
That is what life is really like.
I like this one here. This is the title is "It's so filled with girl power. Future is female."
Oh my God.
This video is the bomb. My buddy let me borrow when I had no dosh to get it. I don't know what dosh is. I was having a bloke bummer day until I saw this. And cheers. I don't need a boyfriend to make my life complete. And this is for you, Sherry, my best buddy. Girl power. 5
Amazing.
stars.
Although I'm almost positive that person was British, and you should have read it in a British accent.
I should have. Sorry, I apologize for that. And then finally,
Say bloke.
the final 5-star review, Spice Girls. There's 5 of them. They're singers. I loved it. Granted, there's no story or plot. But this is one of those rare movies that doesn't need a plot.
Oh my God.
Plus, if the English audio isn't funny enough, just turn it to French. It will make you giggle.
Oh, that's amazing.
5 stars.
5 fucking stars. That is an
great.
easy. I like that there are certain movies that just don't need a plot.
Nope, don't need a plot.
What's so
Holy moment.
At any point, anybody wants to talk about Roger Moore feeding a baby pig, we can.
Roger Moore douches out everything that he did as James Bond in moments. Like he dresses as Blofeld, he does martini jokes, but I don't
was
even
so
understand
Mike
what he
Myers.
is.
There was
with
a
the
ge-
cat.
I know,
Yeah.
that was crazy. There was a genuinely very funny scene in the movie where Alan Cummings is interviewing those 2 kids who are about to get on the bus. I mean, that was a funny bit, and that really made me laugh.
Speaking of which, I wanted to go back. They were both girls?
Those 2 kids? Yeah.
I thought the little black one was a boy.
I thought the black one was a
Oh,
boy
wow.
too.
No, I think it's a little
No,
girl.
that's girl power.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
a
but
girl
two little
power.
girls.
I really did think. I was like, when you said the 2 little girls fell in the water, I was
No.
like,
I thought one was a
baby
boy
and
too.
the little. I definitely thought it was a boy.
Was Squirty Spice a lesbian?
In real life or in the...
In the context of the...
Oh, no, I
No,
don't
no,
think
she
so.
just loves to go out on her exercise bike.
Like an old-timey exercise
Yeah.
bike. Like not like any kind of modern exercise equipment.
Yeah.
It was in the...
On the bus.
It was on the bus. It was literally on the bus. She's riding an exercise bike
Wait,
on a bus.
Scary? Oh, sporty.
Sporty.
Oh, I thought she was on a. You know what? I really wasn't paying attention because I thought she was on one of these.
Oh,
Wait,
an
did
elliptical.
you watch,
An elliptical
Retta?
or a...
I'm telling you, I got really
Nordic
really
track?
angry,
Oh, guys.
and I was like, I wouldn't allow it to seep
You
into
didn't
my
want it
soul.
to get in.
I have a question.
Yeah.
At a certain point, it appeared as though the movie was only positing that they were their actual names, Emma, Jerry, blah, blah, and that they then discovered that their monikers were true, because at some point, like, somebody was like to Victoria, like, "You're so posh." You know, like, I felt like there were a couple moments where it seemed as though they were going to become those personas, but then that never really did anybody
That
else
would be
notice
cool.
that?
They
But
talked
yeah.
about it. They said
They did
I
have-
hate, I hate that everybody thinks that we're only
Right. Yes.
These things.
These the persona from
Yeah.
the
Which
the
then led
thing.
into the-
and then they switched. They did this,
They-
which
a
I
great
totally got
montage,
through.
a great fashion montage where they all pretended they were each other,
Yeah.
and
But then
belittled
also
each one.
just
so that-
pretended they were in different
They were
like eras.
Yeah, they were were old timey.
Oh, that was the thing. It was like, she's like, I wish people wouldn't stereotype us. This is posh. And then the first costume that Posh is in is Jackie O. It's like, that's the same. That is the same. You're doing the same thing.
That's Posh from the past.
Yes. You're not really. I
would have loved it if they were like, I'm so tired of being typecast. And then it was just like all of them dressed as homeless people. Just like disgusting.
Well, but in the movie at the very end, when they're doing the behind the scenes thing, aren't they saying that they don't want to be... Like, they don't want to be doing the things that they are known
They don't want to be riding
doing.
a sport. They want to be riding an exercise bike. I like that end scene. That end scene to me was pretty great.
I like that too.
It was all done in a oneer, and then they looked at the audience and they were like saying, like they were like, "Hey, I like your dress," to the audience, and stop eating your popcorn. It was really fun.
I
really
took it as thanks for your $9.99.
Retta, thanks Retta for $9.99.
They just start giving you the finger. Fuck you. This is
because there's
talk to you later, Retta.
$10 off the streaming of this book.
14 years later, and you just bought this for $10.
Thanks for $10, Retta. You're gonna dream about George Wendt tonight.
Exactly.
I wish.
And I mean, like, this is what I cannot figure out because the movie is not very good. And I get that they were hugely popular, but the cameo list in this movie is Elvis Costello, Elton John, Bob Geldof.
Was there for a second. He doesn't even have a line. He's like, "Oh, hi, girls."
Elvis Costello is a bartender.
Elvis Costello, best cameo.
Jules Holland. Bob Geldof. Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Jennifer Saunders. Like, it's crazy.
Jennifer Saunders, by the way, is wearing a Versace t-shirt. Does anyone else notice that she's supposed to be like a high fashion person in the movie? Posh meets her someone meets her at
the dance club.
At the dance club, and there's a joke about like she's asking her about all the brands and Versace and Prada and all this stuff, and she's no. And then Posh says, "Yeah, have you seen the new Manatee collection?"
No, Manta Ray.
Oh, Manta Ray.
They're talking about Manta Ray fish or
and
whatever.
Jennifer Saunders is like pretending to know what it is.
Right.
But as a high fashion person, she is dressed and costumed. Her wardrobe is a blazer and a t-shirt underneath that simply says Versace.
Did anyone know who that one guy was? I think his name was Brad. When they were like, "Oh, Brad, you need to change your hair," and they gave him like a crazy.
Oh, right.
I thought that was like a British person that I didn't.
There was a bunch of those that I didn't know.
The best one, the dude from The Wire as the photographer.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was.
Oh, how about Hugh Laurie?
Right.
Hugh Laurie in the flashback.
Oh yeah.
In that flashback with the mustache, like the French, or whatever that was.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, Hugh Laurie. Like, everybody's in this movie.
Yeah. I think there were just like 10 actors in the UK at any time. They have to all be.
Yeah, they have
like
to
part
do
of the thing.
everything.
It's like you got to be in it.
They
you
have to do everything.
The Spice Girls were really huge, though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the movie was very popular. It was. Yeah, I'm not
Did it
joking.
do well?
Yeah, I think it did do well. I'll double check.
I have to pause. I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. There we go. Go. I think we're going to be wrapped up.
Okay. Sorry.
So there we go. Would anyone? Would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh wait, no. It's $9.99.
If
you could stream it or something like that, I would say yes. But no, I would not advocate anybody spend $10 on this.
No.
June, you would.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on June's side. I'd say you should watch it. That is it. That's us. Just quick plugs. Retta, what do you have to plug?
Oh, I'm headed to Miami tomorrow. I don't know when
This will come out on. It will come out on Tuesday morning.
So I'll be Tuesday night. I will be at Florida International University. Then Thursday I'll be at Williamsburg.
FIU.
Yeah. Then I'll be at William and Mary in Williamsburg on Thursday, and then I'm shooting some Nickelodeon comedy thing on the following.
I like it.
Monday.
We can come to the shoot.
It's in New York.
Should we be there?
It's in New York.
We'll be there,
and we can follow you on Twitter, right? At how was it? Unforgettable, right?
Unforgettable.
All right, so you can follow her on Twitter.
Unforgettable.
June, Burning Love, season 2 and season 3.
Season 2 is still on burninglove.com, and
Great.
season 3 is coming out.
Jason, what do you got going on in the bathroom? Is it 1 or number 2?
I got to do a number 1 right now. Still not on Twitter, so please don't follow me.
Are you not on Twitter?
No.
People want him to be on Twitter very badly.
I'm obsessed with it.
You are?
I
could
wake
not
up,
be
it's
less
the first thing I
interested.
check.
Really?
I swear to God.
Retta, examine
really
your
weird.
life and the choices you've
Who are you
made.
telling? Who are you telling? But I will say it's gotten me a lot of things. I just got asked by the LA Kings to come watch a game and tweet.
Oh, I like
that. Because your tweets are hilarious when you're watching. You do a lot of watch TV tweets, and
That's good. I like that.
And you've been one of the most requested guests that we have had on the show. People
really?
you. Yes, people were begging us to get you on the show. So There you
It
are.
feels nice.
All right, so that is it. For me, you can pick up Alien vs. Parker in the comic book shop. You can check me out on Twitter. And Jason and I guess we just got good news that the league has picked up for another 2 years.
I saw
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, and we're going to be on a new channel called FXX.
X.
Yeah, very exciting.
Fox, the Fox channel.
Formerly Fox Soccer.
Yes. So check that out. And you can check out Instagram every day for pictures from the upcoming season of NTSF. See you next time. Bye-bye.